Hey guys, what's up? I'm Dusty Smith, and this is the Cult of Dusty. You know, I was a Christian for over 30 years, and in that 30 years, I interacted with a lot of Christians, and I got to know a lot of Christians, and I had a lot of Christian friends. And one thing I found out that pretty much all Christians have in common is that they think the Bible is really fucking boring. And there's a good reason they think the Bible is boring, because the Bible is fucking boring. You know, I felt this way when I was a Christian, and I found that most of my Christian friends felt exactly the same way. The Bible was a very long, boring book. The stories in it were boring. The language was very hard to follow and boring, and most of it is this one begat that one, that begat that one, that begat that one. And it's just the same retarded, repetitive bullshit over and over again. It's really fucking long and boring. And that's why most Christians don't read the Bible. They don't read it for the same reason that I didn't read it. You know, not one single time in the 30 years I was a Christian did I ever read the Bible from cover to cover. Now, since I've been an atheist, I've read the Bible 11 times. The Bible is much more fascinating to me now than it ever was when I was a Christian. In my experience, an atheist is much more likely to have read the Bible and to be familiar with what it actually says than a Christian is. And I guess that's probably why the atheist is an atheist to begin with. Because if you actually know what the Bible says, it pretty much pushes you to atheism because the Bible is so fucking horrible. But I understand exactly why you Christians don't read it. I mean, you already believe it's true, so there's no real reason to read the boring-ass thing. I mean, reading it isn't going to make it any more true, so why waste your time? So, in place of actually reading this boring-ass book for yourself, many of you go to church every Sunday, and you pay somebody else to read the book for you and tell you what it says. But let me tell you something. If the preacher actually told you what the Bible said, you would stop paying him. You would stop paying him real fast if he was honest about what it said. If he pointed out to you that the Bible supports slavery and genocide and child sacrifice and torture and rape and sex slavery, you would stop paying him. You people would not pay him if he told you that, and that's why they don't tell you that. That's why they paint the Bible as all rosy. They paint God as an all-loving God who loves you. He loves everybody. That's why they pick and choose. They quote mine from the Bible. They find the stuff that makes the Bible look as good as it can possibly look, while at the same time ignoring all the horrible, terrible, bad shit in it. And they don't emphasize all the bad stuff. They downplay that shit as much as they possibly can. And really, who can blame them? They're only doing their job. They're only doing what they have to do to make a living. If they did it the other way, you would not pay them. So they're doing what they have to do to get by. And don't think for a second that the preachers don't know exactly what they're doing. Don't think that each and every one of them hasn't read the Bible from cover to cover, and each one of them doesn't understand the points that they need to hide from you. They understand perfectly what they have to tell you to get you to keep coming back every Sunday. They understand perfectly what they have to tell you to get you to keep putting money in the offering plate. Your preachers understand exactly the con job they have to pull on you to keep making money. And that's exactly why a lot of these preachers and a lot of these churches aren't even really Christians, they're just con artists. People like Ted Haggard, they've read the Bible, they understand exactly what it says. And they know it's bullshit. They know it's full of fairy tales and bullshit, and they know just how to spin it to get dumb people to give them money. They know that most of you people won't read this long, boring, hard-to-understand book yourself. A lot of these preachers know the truth, and the truth is that you people are so afraid of death that you will believe literally anything as long as they tell you that you're going to live forever. And many of you will pay handsomely to be told this fairy tale. And that's exactly why a lot of con men flock to the ministry, because they know that people will pay handsomely to be lied to, and they have no problem lying to you. They have no problem telling you what you want to hear. So Christians, I want to challenge each and every one of you. Instead of paying some other guy to read the Bible for you and tell you what it says, I challenge you to actually go out and read the Bible for yourself. Start at Genesis and go all the way through the Bible and read it. Read it for yourself, because I can assure you these con men preachers are not telling you the truth. They're lying to you about what the Bible says. The Bible actually means what it says. It doesn't mean what these con men preachers tell you it says. It doesn't mean what their interpretation of the words are. It means what it actually fucking says. So put your money where your mouth is and go read the goddamn thing yourself. And if you go read the Bible from cover to cover, and after reading all the awful, terrible, horrific shit that it actually says, if after reading all that somehow you're still a Christian, then fine. At least you'll no longer be a fucking hypocrite about it. For the CultOfDusty.com, I am Dusty Smith, and as always, until next time, logic.
It's time to judge my soul. It's time to pay that toll.